Greetings, Earthlings, wisdom keepers, wisdom seekers. Welcome back to WizdomDropz, your source for daily drops on wisdom and savvy cat astrology. Look at my little guru over there, my little buddy, watching over this video production. You know what I'm saying? In this video, friend, we are going to be talking about Virgo energy. There is a new moon in Virgo happening on the 17th of September. 2020. If you did not see my video I just posted on this, you might want to check it out because I go into much more depth about the specific planetary aspects, show you the chart, process it with you, etc., etc. But in this video, we're clarifying and just talking more about all that Virgo energy is. And so many people in astrology have so many misconceptions about what Virgo is. It's silly. So we're gonna explore that, flush it out, and just really clarify for you by the end of this video. You're gonna feel so much clearer in what Virgo energy actually is. And I'm so excited to do that because I love Virgo energy. If you're a Virgo ascendant, sun, or moon, I love you. Most of the time. Most of the time, you're really cool in my book. Now, with that said, before we jump into all the juicy details that are Virgos, make sure that you're subscribed if you're not already. If you are subscribed and you're part of the tribe, thank you. You're awesome. If you're new here, welcome. Join us. I do put out a video every single day of the week on astrology and savvy cat matters of that sort. Also, if you want to learn more astrology and actually have the craft at your fingertips and your brain and your consciousness, the ability to interpret charts once and for all, confidently for the rest of your life and competently, join my course, consider that. Reach out to me down below. I have the Calendly invitation link for you with the description of what the class entails. And it's a 3-month intensive program. It begins November 1. Registration deadline is All Hallows Eve because we are witchy like that. And I'm going to be just teaching you everything I know, and you're going to have so many tools by the end of that program. You're going to be like, wow, my mind is literally blown and expanded to the next level of astrological comprehension. I use Vedic, not horary, Hellenistic astrology, and also evolutionary astrology as my 3 primary building blocks for that program. So you're going to have a really nice holistic vantage point from some of the more predominant bodies of astrological knowledge. Now, thank you for listening to that divergent. Let's get into the Virgo vibe of it all, shall we? We shall. Also, like the vid if it brings you any value by the end of it. Okay, so Virgo energy, as I said, is so misinterpreted. It's silly. It makes me so frustrated. Virgo energy is beautiful. I'm honoring Virgo energy by showing you some of my living space here. I have some Virgo energy in my chart. It's not my ascendant, sun, or moon, but I have some other prominent energy. And look, Virgo energy is Earth. All these plants right now are screaming, Virgo, that's because Virgo energy is Earth, and so is Taurus. People also say, they always say oh, Taurus is the Earth, of the Earth signs, and Taurus is the planet, and it's true because the planet is ruled by Venus, and it is, planet Earth is ruled by Venus, and Taurus is, yes, associated with that, but Virgo is the step beyond just the existence of this magnificent, glorious planet. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And Virgo is the applied Earth, period, point blank. If you don't hear nothing else in this video, hear that. Virgo is applied Earth. What do I mean? It's ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the goddess or god of skill, okay, of application of skill. Did you know that Mercury is not just a boy, it's also a girl? Fun fact. It's also non-binary in that regard, but it rules Virgo as an earth sign. So Virgo is just this incredible archetype with layers and duality built within it because it's mercurial. Because Mercury is a non-binary planet, it therefore has at least 2 sides to show at any given time. You ever hear how Geminis are two-faced? That's because they're an air element ruled by Mercury, and air is social, whereas Virgo is earth. So how does that translate into an earthly sign? Well, Virgo is the applied earth, which means herbalism, okay? It means nutrition. It means the application of earthly technologies through savvy cat farming methods. Maybe not so traditional, maybe a little more advanced, meets the traditional, kind of like intersectionality of those 2 things. Virgo is very savvy. Virgo is very critical because you put Mercury with all of its brains and all of its zane of assessment ability and analytical ability into an earth sign. And Virgo is gonna be critical because it's an earth sign. It's all about practical matters. It's about the 3rd dimension. It's about worth and value, earth element, okay, at the end of the day. So Mercury's intelligence with the earth element provides you the beautiful intersectionality that is Virgo. Virgo is the purity, piety kind of archetype of like Mother Mary, like the Virgin, right? Virgo the Virgin, but it could also be seen as like the harlot energy or whatever, because it has that duality built within it. And Virgos generally know how to balance those energies, and if they don't, then they end up really mentally ill. But if they do know how to balance those energies, then they're like the high vibe, really solid managers, like the best managers in the world. Virgo energy at a low vibration is like very self-critical and therefore critical of others. At a high vibration, they have a very critical eye, but know how to balance it out in a way that's not going to be tearing themselves down or others. Like maybe they're a Virgo sun with a Mercury in Libra, for example. That's like a really nice combination planetary palette for that sort of expression. But without getting off in any divergence, Virgo is the applied earth. So it's a healer through earthly means, the herbalist of the world. 9 times out of 10, I have not seen an herbalist chart, not that I've seen like hundreds of herbalist specific charts, but I have not seen an herbalist chart that doesn't have a significant placement in Virgo of some way, shape, or form. And even if it's like a 9th house cusp, you know what I'm saying? Something though is always activated with Virgo energy, and a lot of times with these sorts of healers, because Virgo is the brain of the earth application. And it's very, in that way, it's very meaningful. It's very valuable. Mercury is the planet of skill, okay? So to be skilled in earthly matters is a gift. Virgo energy is a gift. You need to make sure, if you are a Virgo watching this, ascendant, sun, or moon, or have another significant placement in there, that you realize this gift not through tearing yourself apart into pieces, but through using the details to self-actualize. And growth mindset is something that once a Virgo energy being gets, you are, I want to say, unstoppable. That's the word that Spirit is telling me, because Virgo energy is the details. And guess what? It ain't just the devil in the details, it's Spirit. And once Spirit speaks through detailed expression of the earthly plane, you get master herbalists, master urban planners, master landscape architects, master people who are here to help us understand this earthly plane in a way that is constructive and organized and functional. Okay, that is Virgo energy. Virgo energy gets it done in the high vibration. Virgo energy gets it done with detail, with the finesse of detail. They might not have all the sexy, like, oh my God, I'm so appealing, I'm a Libra energy, but they're going to show you quality work. Mercury is skill that is of the earthly plane if you allow yourself to express it at a higher vibe. So under this moon, under this new moon, under this lunation, we can all honor our inner Virgo. Even if you don't have planets in Virgo, you have a house that is ruled by Virgo, by whole house system, the system that the ancients used. All ancient astrology used whole house system. It is not to be ignored. If you are actually a savvy cat astrologer, do not ignore whole house system. Please, you can use both systems by all means, but don't ignore whole house. In your chart, therefore, you have, factually speaking, by whole house system, a house, a topic, a genre of life, a house, right, ruled by Virgo. I would suggest, as your cyber astrology educator and mentor and like cheerleader, look at the house that Virgo rules by whole house system from your ascendant in your chart. If you know your ascendant, fantabulous. If you don't know it, look it up on astrotheme.com. I like them because they're colorful and fun. Look it up. From that house, including that house, count that house, that sign rather, that is your ascendant sign, all the way through Virgo. The number that you land on when you get to Virgo is the house that Virgo rules. That theme, that genre of life, those themes of life are on offer right now for an upgrade. It is a new moon in Virgo, usually a 1 new moon per sign per year. It's a new moon in Virgo, baby. Later degrees of Virgo. We're getting into the master degrees here. It's energy that's like, it's worked its way through childhood. It's worked its way through adolescence. It's worked its way through adulthood. And now we're coming up on crone status. We're coming up on elder status. We're in the final degrees of Virgo. You are being offered an upgrade in that area of life through details, through mental prowess, through understanding where your talents and your gifts are, through a mental and an emotional, energetic, intuitive plane of access, because Neptune is opposite this new moon. Look at my other video if you want more breakdown on why I'm using this language. It's very intentional. I'm not using this language for the hell of it. There's a reason I'm using this language. I feel like all of that was very strong messages, and it was coming from a higher place. So I hope that you feel that and understand that and resonate and investigate in your chart what house is activated in this new moon, because you're being offered the ability to get through something to the other side of a problem is the image that I'm seeing. You're being offered the ability to get through what feels like the inescapable, okay? Mercury is the god who can go to any dimension he wants. Thoth, Hermes, these are the gods that can go anywhere at their will as they please in ancient astrology times. Hermes could always go up to Mount Olympus. He can go back down to the underworld. He can go anywhere he wanted to, okay? Thoth, if you look up Egyptian god Thoth, he could go anywhere across the world and has been credited, in fact, with the pyramids, the creation of all these pyramid structures that are identical in their blueprints, or are almost identical, comparable in their sacred geometry, right, across the entire world back in the ancient day. This is credited with Thoth. Thoth is the archetype of Mercury. Thoth as a planet is Mercury. Mercury is the way out of problems. Mercury is the planet that rules the signs on either side of the luminaries of the signs of Cancer, that's ruled by the moon, and Leo, that's ruled by the sun. On either side of that, you have Gemini and Virgo. That's because they're the signs that know how to get through the veils to access those higher spiritual realities that the moon and the sun offer, and translate it and intersect and relate back to the rest of the zodiac in the process. Mercury is a very powerful planet. And Virgo, as an earth sign, being ruled by Mercury, is a very powerful sign. If you're a Virgo ascendant, sun, or moon, this is my 2 cents and my ability to shower you in the light and the love that you deserve. If you're a high vibe Virgo, you deserve it. Period, point blank. I love high vibe Virgo energy. High vibe Virgo energy is not critical to be mean. High vibe Virgo energy is critical to constructively produce better outcomes for themselves and others. So I respect that. I think that all of us at these times, honey bun, vegan honey bun, because let us not exploit the bees, okay? The bees are the bee's knees, of the knees of the universe. That is you and me, 2 and 3 mouthfuls of food indeed. That is the bees and their deed to us. That was a little bit of spoken word, just like I was feeling it. But point being, pay attention to the Virgo energy, the Virgo vibes on offer under this new moon, and pay attention to the house in your chart that is on offer, that is being activated, because it's big energy, it's beautiful energy, and Virgo is the way out. Virgo is the solutionist of the earthly plane. Gemini is the solutionist of the analytical social plane, but Virgo is the applied plane and the way out of that. So with that said, my friend, I think my spirit guide is telling me it's time to move on from this video. Through next time, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already subscribed. Hit the like button if it brought you any value. Through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.